Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today we are going to be taking a deeper dive into Red Hulk with the Symbiote of Vengeance uniform. Now, unfortunately, my potential is still at 50%. It's a little bit higher than Odin, not going to lie. It's a little bit higher than Odin, and so is his rank. He's rank 300, almost 400. But yeah, we are still not quite there yet. But in the meantime, I did bring up his Uru to all 4 stars. I didn't really give him any new Uru. I didn't fully amplify any of his gears. Man, that gear still looks so cool. But we have done a couple of other tweaks here. We got his ignore defense and skill cooldown capped by re-rolling his third option, which is the Red Skull Hydra armor over to ignore defense. It was on HP. And then for the ISO 8 set, we went with a Power of Angry Hulk stage 6. So we got rid of those sort of 5-star, 4-star ISO 8. And then we also got a fire damage recovery rate. The recovery rate's nice, but it's not necessary. Fire damage 140 proc. My build advice for you guys that are out there that want to make the most out of your Red Hulk, I would definitely recommend Power of Angry Hulk for most of the Hulks because he has long animations on 5 and 3, so you want to get through those faster to sort of synergize and get your timing down for your procs. And then for an Obelisk, I don't have a recommendation for a CTP just yet. It's a bit too early to start recommending CTPs. Obviously, Judgment could be good because all of his damage is fire-based. Rage would obviously be amazing for PvE. I don't imagine he has much PvP value, as hilarious as it would be to whip flaming cars at Jean Grey. The problem with elemental characters in PvP is that some of the best PvP characters have very high elemental resistances. I've covered this before, but it's always good and it's always worth repeating. So for example, most notably in this update, Odin, his leadership gives you 30% all resistance for 12 seconds. So that immediately is going to reduce the fire damage by a percentage. You can see there that he's got a base 40% mind resist and a base 20% lightning resist and then 10% fire, cold, and poison resist. And then that's basically the same thing for most native tier 2. Silver Surfer, actually Silver Surfer doesn't have any base resistances because that's just coming from my cards. Interesting. Silver Surfer's base resistances are 0, but Thanos on the other hand is not. He's got a base 50% resistance to all elements. Jean Grey, Apocalypse has none. Oh, interesting. Jean Grey has a base 100% resistance to all elements with 130% mind resistance. So you can see why it can become very painful to try and bring elemental characters into PvP because a lot of characters have some kind of resist. I believe he has some lightning resist. That's so weird. Why does he have like 3% lightning resist? Oh, right. All resistance is 3%. Okay. So anyways, but yeah, that's basically why elemental characters don't do well in PvP. And honestly, there's other reasons why Hulk won't do very well in PvP. He might do pretty good in Alliance Conquest or in smaller scale PvP. And if they introduce new leagues with new rules in PvP where you can't use native tier 2s, you can't use tier 3s, he could be a very, very good character. He has the possibility to be good for PvP, just not any version of PvP that we have right now in Marvel Future Fight besides Conquest. But Conquest is autoplay only, so you just hit the snooze button on that bad boy. But yeah, his HP recovery should not be forgotten because it's very good. But yeah, as far as an Obelisk goes, that was my original foray into this whole tangent about PvP and Red Hulk. Would be fire damage and then something else and then a proc. Ideally, like in an ideal situation, you roll high fire damage, high crit damage, and then a high proc like 180, 200%. The only stat you don't want to give him besides like cold damage or any of the resistances, obviously, would be crit rate. He does not need any crit rate because his 4th skill, I believe, no, his 5th skill, Gaze of Rage, gives him 30% for 5 seconds. Now, yeah, the skill has a 14-second cooldown, so you're going to miss the 30% crit rate for 2 seconds. So that could influence you if you have a CTP of Rage. But otherwise, yeah, he's got it up almost the whole time. So 30% with my base 42 here, or my augmented 42, I'm almost capped. So everything else is going into crit damage, which is not much. So if I wanted to make him full PvE, I would swap all those HP Urus for crit damage Urus, and I actually already re-rolled the Twisted Motorcycle over to crit damage. But let me show you with a basic build, nothing out of the ordinary, nothing outstanding, nothing fantastic. I'm going to show you how much more damage he can do than other level 60 characters to really illustrate his power level in comparison to other characters at this stage, because, you know, it's hard to compare him to level 70 characters because he's not level 70. But take a character like Satana. Now, I know Satana hasn't gotten a uniform in a long time, but Satana was... I'm doing the comparison here because Satana was the best fire leadership until Red Hulk got his uniform, because her fire leadership is 70%. So if you don't count Ghost Panther's passive, then, you know, you have Satana at the top. Now, take a look at how much damage we do with just 10 seconds of gameplay. This is almost a full rotation, i.e. all of her skills twice. You can call all of her skills twice. Okay, the character... 15 seconds. The character that took the most damage is Hogan. He took not much. I can't even tell. He took maybe 700,000... No, 70,000 damage? Not much. Really not much at all. Now let's take a look. And I believe Satana has a proc. You know what? I'll be very fair to Satana. Maybe she doesn't have a proc. Maybe she's like a CTP of Transcendence. No, she's got a double fire damage 160 proc. So hers is superior to Red Hulk's. She's also got a stage 6 overdrive here in this case, and she's also got 4-star Uru. So she's not actually worse for the rare, and she's got worse for the wear, and she's got a mythic uniform rather than a heroic one. So now let's go back and see. And I chose this stage in specific because I can go at ham and I can be as aggressive as possible with this first wave without clearing the stage by accident. But check this out. Now, yeah, Satana's uniform is from 2018, the early 2018. So we're going to proc on 5, hopefully. There we go. And then we're going to do it 4, and then we're going to go into 3 and bring them all over here. Oh, you know what? We're going to do less damage because you're not universal, no? Huh, it's not actually as much damage as I expected. It's not as much damage. I actually expected them to all die. So it's a little bit less damage. At one point, I was doing damage in the hundreds. So that damage is actually not that good. But as you can see here, we have them all, except for Volstagg, they're all under 50%. So he did closer to 250,000 damage. So almost triple the damage that Satana was able to do in the same amount of time with the same number of skill buttons pressed. The same number of rotations, and he's got technically a worse... He's missing 30% fire damage from the proc, and he's got a 20% lower proc at 140 instead of 160. So yeah, Red Hulk is very, very strong for Shadowland, and he's going to be good for other PvE content as well. He's not gonna blow you away, right, guys? He's not gonna, you know, do crazy stuff here. But let's see what he can do against a stage 55 Corvus. We're going to set him up with a team right now. So we're going to use a full host of strikers here. We brought along Wiccan because instead of having the full 100% ignore dodge strikers, we want one that has all defense down, because as we identified with Red Hulk, he has enough damage with the fire resistance down, but he lacks all defense down. So that's really going to be the main issue. Now, I want to see if we get bled here, because I want to see if he can heal through the bleed at stage 55. Now, I tried to mix around some other strikers that are on the team. So rather than putting Negasonic or Weapon Hex or some other striker, character as a striker, I wanted to put someone on the team with Red Hulk to strike for him there. You could try someone like Deadpool. Deadpool and Abomination will both strike for Red Hulk when he gets attacked. The thing is, because you spend so long in the iframe of 5, you really only have the 4 and 3 skill window to get attacked in order to trigger those when attacked strikers. So I'm not as big of a fan of the when attacked strikers. Unfortunately, hilariously enough, Red Hulk has almost entirely when attacked strikers. One of the few characters I think that are like that. I'll show you guys at the end what I'm talking about. You can see it from the Marvel Universe page. But yeah, you can see you can do this stage quite easily at level 60. For PvE content, besides Giant Boss Raid and Squad Battle, I don't think there's much difference in terms of the damage output between a level 60 and a level 70. He may get a little bit more from... Oh, there we just procced on 3. I don't think the damage is going to be very good there. He may do more damage just based on... He doesn't have good tracking on 5. The tracking on 3 is very good, but the tracking on 5 is bad. He won't have very much more damage based on anything other than the gears on his, the gears going up to gear 25. But, oh yeah, move that car. Nice. I mean, he's fun to play. The thing is, I would say Red She-Hulk is probably better than he is. She's also, she might be cheaper because she doesn't cost crystals, even though you have to, it's a biosub now if you don't have the future pass. But on the other hand, I find that he is so easy to play, whereas And we can just drive away from his attacks. So funny. Whereas Red She-Hulk is, in my opinion, a much bigger pain to play. Maybe she can go further than he can, but you can really just chain 5 and 3. You don't even need to splash 4. Look at that damage. Really nice, consistent damage. Really nice big numbers. And really fun to play. You can go reposition. Oh, there he lost track. Interesting. He got off track there. Oh, we got guard broken. That was kind of dumb of us. Yeah, but 3... Most of his other skills don't have very high damage aside from the 5th skill. But the 5th skill's got tons of hits and tons of damage. So yeah, you can see there you definitely want to land your proc. He might be good for a CTP of energy. He does have a lot of hits. You can see he's got a lot of hits there. And if he makes a mistake, if you make a mistake, it doesn't matter, right? He can just heal. He's got that 5% heal. So he's very noob friendly. He's just expensive in the sense that he costs 1,000 crystals for his uniform. But I definitely think that he is a big upgrade himself. And I definitely think that in the future, if there are changes to PvP, he might have a place somewhere in sort of a lower tier, a lower bracket meta. Imagine that. Symbiote of Vengeance. Staking his claim. Oh, wow, we dodged all that. That was nice. Good stuff. Proc on 5. He kind of reminds me of Abomination, too, because it's just so easy to proc. So easy to hit your procs. Very rarely do you miss them. So many hits there on 5. Boom. Long iframe. Oh, I got frozen there. Not stacking up the fire resistance down, I just noticed. Is that a bug? There it is. Oh. Huh. There it is. But he tanks all those hits. Keeps on going. I think it's, yeah, I think, you know what? You can't cancel the 3rd skill. It's right at the end of the 3rd skill. You have to, he has to throw the car. Oh, you know what? Okay, so maybe I can get more damage out of him if I pay more attention to that. You gotta throw the car. Yep. You gotta throw the car. Guys, lesson learned. You gotta throw your car. Throw your car, guys. Absolutely. Throw your car right now. Get out of your car, pick it up with one hand, and chuck it. So yeah, he's able to do stage 55 at level 60 with a pretty free-to-play friendly build. I think that's pretty good. Again, he's not going to blow you out of the water. He's not meta breaking. He's not going to set records in any game mode, but he's just a fun, solid character to play. Very fun to watch visually. He's got nice animations. They're quite unique as well. I mean, in a way, they're not unique because we've seen so many fire characters in the game. The game is way oversaturated with fire-based characters, but they did a good enough job, in my opinion, of combining that with not only the Ghost Rider bike mechanics and sort of the whips and the chains, but also the Venom symbiote sort of like branching spikes or sort of like slimy, weirdly, oddly shaped spikes that come out when Venom sort of hardens and does those sorts of moves. Now, last thing is the Marvel Universe. You can see here, if you want to put together a team, I'm not talking about strikers, I'm talking about a team of 3 characters, and this may be useful for future content, I don't know. But if you go over to striker list, you can actually take a look and see when you click on each one whether it's when attacked or when attacking. Unfortunately, besides Red Skull, Black Widow, Green Goblin, oh, actually not Green Goblin, Black Widow, Red Skull, and Winter Soldier are the only ones, where's Winter Soldier, that can appear when Red Hulk is attacking. What is up with that, Netmarble? All of these other characters, Deadpool would be perfect on this team, but he's when attacked. Juggernaut could be good if he does his all defense down skill when attacked. Red Guardian's all defense down when attacked. Dr. Voodoo's all defense down when attacked. Abomination's all defense down when attacked. So it can still work if you get attacked during the 3rd skill, right? The bike. But it's a little bit more annoying. So yeah, you can try those characters out. You can pair those characters up with Red Hulk, Symbiote of Vengeance on the team, not on the striker list, and then you can just put whatever on the strikers. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of Red Hulk, Symbiote of Vengeance. I'll be probably taking him to level 70 and putting him through some more content in the future. I like the character. I think he's fun to play. I think he's unique, but unfortunately right now he is more of a build if you love type character, not a build for meta type character, despite having some amazing passives. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.